Many of you hurt their body at the gym and then come to me asking why they have pain. Well, the goal of the gym should not be to hurt yourself. And there are two reasons why you hurt yourself at the gym. Reason number one is that the execution of the exercises is not good enough, i.e. you do mistakes with your posture, with your coordination, or you lift too heavy weights, for example. Reason number two is even deeper. It's that the exercises themselves are not designed to be physiologically healthy. They have a lot of side effects next to supposedly healthy effects in some areas. And a typical example thereof is the barbell bar squat. I will show you that, yeah, of course, it can bring some things on some areas, but the price to pay on other areas, especially your neck, your lower back and your arms, is so huge that the return on investment is negative. Of course, this is an analysis of posture and ergonomics of one exercise. I'm not your dad, so you choose whether you want to keep doing this exercise or not, but at least I want you to be informed of the hazards so that you can cope with them in the best way. I'll split the analysis in two different areas. Area number one will be the neck, and area number two will be the arms. Let's look at a few pictures of people doing the barbell bar squat. What we see in most pictures is that people keep looking forward whilst they squat, and the result of looking straight forward, horizontally forward when you squat, is that you hollow your lower back. Of course, you could correct it, but most people don't correct when they practice at the gym. Physiologically, this is very logical. When you create strain in the lower back, you create strain in the neck, and conversely. The reason thereof is the following. You have 5 lumbar vertebrae which have a hollow curvature, 12 thoracic which have a round curvature, and 7 cervical vertebrae which also have a hollow curvature. So you see you have 7 plus 5 which are concave against 12 that are convex. 7 plus 5 is 12. So basically that's what I call the spinal equation. The spinal equation is that the lower back and the neck work together against the mid back, meaning that when you create strain in one area, you get strain in the other area. Simple illustration. Well, don't do anything special with your lower back and look at the ceiling. And you see that immediately your lower back goes hollow. And this is what typically happens when instead of having your line of sight at 90 degrees from your spine, you force it upwards. When you create strain in the neck, you get strain in the lower back. So the simple fact that you look horizontally forward already creates strain in your neck and your lower back. But that's not all, because here basically you barely have space for a bar. So of course you should hold it with your arms, but you should make space for the bar with your head. And what you will see is that many people go forward with their head to create this space. And forward head posture is the mother of all neck pain and headaches. Reason number 3 why the exercise puts strain in the neck is that as you pull your elbows backwards, you bring the rhomboids into action, i.e. you bring the shoulder blades horizontally together, as you can see on this picture. And when the shoulder blades go horizontally together, well, you have strain in the upper trapezius at the same time. This is a violation of what I call in my book, the posture manual, what I call rule number 2. Rule number 2 states that the only thing you need to do with the neck is not to strain it, but to relax it. Why that? Because the neck is full of pipes. This is the cardiovascular system, the lymphatic system, and the nervous system. And when there's pressure on pipes, well, it's basically exactly the same as if you try to water your garden with the foot on the hose. It doesn't go through. Bear this in mind. When there's neck strain, the downstream flow does not happen well. By pulling your elbows back, you create neck strain, which comes in addition to the strain created by forward head posture and to the strain created by neck extension, which is the correction of your line of sight. So you see already you have 3 sources of neck pain only in one exercise. Well, then let's look at the arms. The most striking thing is this wrist extension. The wrists are bent back. The effect of breaking the wrist in this backward direction is strain in the wrist extensors. The same muscles are those which are involved in the lateral epicondylitis, also called tennis elbow. And this wrist extension also creates massive pressure in the carpal tunnel. Of course, all this will be not only due to the position of the joints, but it will be increased by the weight of the bar. So the heavier you lift, the more you have these effects. The last thing we can say on the arms is that due to the fact that your elbow is very bent, there's actually a lot of pressure also in the ulnar nerve, which is the same problem as we have with waiters in restaurants. You know, when they carry the trays like this, a number of them have nervous compressions here. So basically this exercise, next to messing up your neck, will create a lot of strain in your arms. What's even worse is that there's a connection between the two. Remember what I told you. I told you that when the neck is strained, the flow of blood or whatever you want does not go properly. Well, what feeds these muscles which you strain a lot is the blood flow that arises from your neck. Hence, as you have your neck compressed, you lack or you reduce the bloodstream to the arms, whilst you're next to that asking too much to your arms. So you see there's a contradiction between the two. And this is why this exercise is, in my opinion, an extremely hazardous one, and I wouldn't like any of my patients to do that.